What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. I got hit with this question a few times over this week, so I figured I'd address it with a video, kind of consolidate things a little bit for people. And that's, how do I get rid of credit card debt? Man, I got all this retail stuff. My credit cards is maxed out. I can't figure this out, man. How do I get rid of it so I'm not just paying all this extra money? Great question. Simple solution to it. I'm gonna give you the game right now, okay? So there's a couple of things that we need to address prior to attacking the credit card debt. Number one, as always, man, we got a budget, okay? If you don't have a budget and you haven't gotten yourself a snapshot of things and how you're going to attack your budget, that's what I'm here for, okay? Link in the description below. Tap into me. You can contact me directly and we can work this thing out, okay? Real simple. This is what I do. But part of with the budget, the second thing that comes along is you gotta know what your savings rate is, okay? That's the percentage of your income that you can allocate towards savings, okay? Or investing or whatever. I use the word savings because that's one that people typically tend to understand because they count that as leftover money, right? It's not really what it is because we're in the habit of paying ourselves first, but I digress. We'll move into that another time, right? So you got to know the percentage of money that you're able to allocate towards getting rid of this debt. And that's how you work that out with your buddy. If you need help with any of that math, just hit me up, guys. That's what I'm here for, okay? So you got this mountain of debt and you're up on the top of this mountain. It's hard to breathe up there, man. The air is choking you, right? So we got to get down off of this mountain. There's a couple of ways you can get down off of this mountain. It really just depends on your personality, right? And what's going to work for you, right? So the first method is the snowball method. What we do with this snowball method is, let's say you got 5 credit cards, right? And they all have a different balance on them. Well, with this snowball method, we're going to start off small, right? We're going to get the one that has the smallest balance. And we're going to knock that out as fast as we can so we can see the wins. We're trying to get the W's, right? Only way for us to really see them real fast is to knock out the small one first. So let's say you got $500 a month that you can use to knock off this debt, right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pay the minimum balance on all of those cards except the small one. The smallest one, we're gonna get the rest of that 500. We're gonna slam it all onto that card, okay? We're gonna continue to do that each month until that card disappears, right? Once that payment is over with, you got that card down to zero, you're gonna use that same 500 to pay off the smallest card again, the next smallest one. You're gonna continue to pay that minimum balance on everything except that last one. You're gonna put the rest of that money on that smallest card. We're gonna continue to roll over those payments until we get all the cards paid off. That's the small snowball effect. That's why we call it, it's rolling over. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We knock it out as fast as possible, right? So the other method, the one that I personally like myself, that's just because I'm big into math. I like the numbers. It's called the Avalanche Method, right? I like this one because I end up paying less money total when it's all said and done because I'm knocking out the one with the biggest interest first. That's what we're doing with this Avalanche Method. We're knocking out the monster, the big monster in the room. So we knock that one out first. We do the same thing as far as the minimum payments on everything else, but we're putting the maximum amount of money towards the ones with the highest interest rate. All right, so the third one is you got the hybrid method, okay? It's a little bit of a combination of both of them. You really want to knock out the small ones, but kind of all in one big punch, right? If you can. If you got a little side hustle or something, or you come up on some money, you want to knock these small ones out as fast as possible, especially if you got little bitty ones like $200, $300, $500, something like that. A lot of times you can knock that out in one big swoop. You leave the ones that have a few thousand on there, and you can knock those out a different way. But the basis behind it is the same, okay? The ones that you're not working on, you're gonna pay the minimum payment on that. The ones that you are knocking out, we're putting the maximum amount of money that we can towards knocking those out as fast as we can, okay? Now, another way to look at this, if you don't have any side hustles, you're not planning on getting any, which is tough, that could help you accelerate your path to financial independence, but I digress. You're gonna have to optimize your monthly expenses, okay? Maybe you don't need that Netflix. Maybe that Netflix payment can be going towards knocking out your debt. Maybe you don't eat out as much, right? And so you knock down that food expense. Maybe you don't travel too much like you normally do. Maybe you go to your friend's house all the time and you're spending that gas money. Maybe stay at home a little bit so you can allocate that money towards knocking out this debt, okay? Maybe you don't get your hair done. Maybe you do it yourself, or maybe you get a friend to hook you up a little bit. Maybe they help you get your nails right. Or if you got a partner that can fade you up, or you learn how to cut hair yourself. Whatever you do that you can knock down expenses as much as possible, okay? Knock them down. Use that to knock out this debt. Don't trip. You're going to get this money back. As soon as this debt is gone, now you got that extra $500 that you were spending on these credit cards, on this debt, on this retail stuff that you maybe didn't even need in the first place. Okay? So you'll get that money back. And now maybe we re-budget. And maybe you can get your nails did. Maybe you can splurge a little bit. I know you like to splurge. But hopefully by then we create some better spending habits, with the budget. And that's all. That's what really this is really about. It's about your behavior and changing your mindset from a consumer, right, to an investor, right? We want to spend our money on assets and not liabilities, okay? So just to recap, we want to pay off this debt as fast as possible. It is the killer of wealth. It will destroy you. Bad debt and interest will destroy your money. So we don't want to pay it, right? Now, if you need any help with this, as always, hit the link in the description below. I'll knock it out with you, man. Don't cost you nothing. If you like the content that I'm kicking out, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with a friend that may be struggling with some credit card debt, or if you're struggling yourself and you work with me and it helps out, or this video helps you out, man, share it with somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? Spread the love, man. It's something we really don't talk about, in our homes, but it needs to be addressed. Feel me? I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all be careful.